Is this for the record?
This is for the record.
The Department of Insurance, Securities, and Banking. We actually serve as the financial regulator for the District of Columbia.
And our mission right now is to, protect the citizens of DC and try to bring financial markets to this city so we can have economic development and growth.
So consumer protection and advocacy, the position is that point where prevention, intervention, and interdiction intersect. The goal of preventing people from being victims of financial exploitation, and also to communicate to the general public that DISB is here as a resource to deal with any issues they may have with the financial services industry.
The thing about financial services and insurance is that it affects everyone. And so here in the district, everything that we do touches residents. Each resident, everyone has banking accounts, checking accounts, they have insurance. And so our role here is really critical because we're helping them make the best choices about these important things that affects their everyday life.
Intervention deals with the consumer complaint process, and we have a unit here, Consumer Services, which basically manages the consumer complaint process. And so if a consumer has a problem with, let's just say, an insurance company, they know that their point of contact to help resolve that or serve as an advocate for them with that particular company will be the DC Department of Insurance, Securities, and Banking. And then, of course, we have interdiction, which is our investigation and enforcement piece.
80% of what I do is with respect to enforcement. As an attorney here, I support the divisions in enforcing the District of Columbia's laws. And in doing so, we seek enforcement actions for those that violate the law. And 80% of my job is with respect to that. Related to the other two prongs, policy, I also, as part of my duties, I help draft rulemaking and legislation. And what we do in that regard is it helps to allow the department to further its policy and its goals through changing the laws. And then 5% of what I do might be outreach. And because we have our own team of outreach personnel, but there are times when I'll go out into the community and speak on behalf of the department.
Prevention is our first line of defense, and one of the most valuable tools in the prevention aspect of consumer protection and advocacy is financial literacy and education.
The bank-on program is what you guys do, is educating people with financial education, really teaching them about good money habits, or I even say good financial hygiene.
The Bank on DC Young Money Manager program is a program where we have peer-run and peer financial education training, where young people have been through a significant financial education boot camp so that they can learn the tools that they need to have a financially stable life, and then also taught about leadership and social media skills so they can go out and deliver the message to other young people. And I think that is critical for that exchange of information.
Lifelong learning also ties in terms of your personal finances, because the more you learn, the more you know, the more options you have.
I think there's a misperception out there. I think that if people knew more about the good work that their regulators do, that they would not have that particular perception. For example, every time I get an opportunity, I tell people, if you contact your regulator before you make a big decision, then you will, in many times, protect yourself from the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario doesn't happen every time. But if you're thinking about investing, call your local regulator, check that person out. That's what we're here for. We keep records of everyone. We can tell you what that person's track record is with respect to whether or not they've had any previous violations, whether they've stolen any other person's money. And so as regulators, we're here, they should feel like we're their big big sisters or brothers, and that we're here to help them.
I'm working for my neighbors, I'm working for my peers, I'm working for people that live down the street, people that live east of the river, people that live all over the city, and I find it really rewarding to do very local work that impacts somebody who is right next door.
So really what motivates me is the fact that this is my home.
We're here to support district residents, so we're in contact with them all the time via complaints and enforcement and so forth. So we're meeting the public, we're out there doing outreach like you guys are doing. You know, the image you present to those people in terms of professionalism is what they take away from that when they think about DISB.
I think spending the time with the people in the community is probably one of the most beneficial ways to provide these type of services to them.
Our job is to make sure that our residents are protected, and we do our best every day to make sure that that's a reality.
What is one piece of advice or one word of wisdom that you want all young people to take away?
Well, it's not just one word, it's a phrase. I share this with a lot of people that I speak to, and it's be skilled in speech so you will succeed. The tongue of a man is a sword, and effective speech is stronger than any fighting. None can overcome the skillful. A wise man is a school for the nobles, and those who are aware of his knowledge do not attack him. No evil exists when he is near. Truth comes to him in its essential form, dressed in the sayings of the ancestors.